This is the Blue Man Group. This is the Blue Man Group. This is the Blue Man Group.
This is the Blue Man Group.
This is the Blue Man Group. This is the Blue Man Group.
This is the Blue Man Group.
This is the Blue Man Group. This is the Blue Man Group. This is the Blue Man Group.
This is the Blue Man Group.
This is the Blue Man Group.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ron Ecstasy, and this is Blue Men Group. I'm with my co-hosts, Devin Welsh and John Biedron. Hello, guys.
Hello.
We are here and live in your ears. I hope everybody's doing well. Let's go to compliments. I will start. Devin, what is up, my man? I would like to compliment you that we talk on the phone once in a while, like every few days during the week. Mm-hmm. And it's always easy to get in touch with you. And that's, I think, that a compliment where I can say, hey, Devin, I'm going to be going out. Do you want to talk on the phone? You say, sure. And then I give you a call. And I think that's spectacular. So that's a compliment. John, my compliment to you this week is not as easy to get in touch with, but I admire how hidden you can be sometimes.
Thank you.
And I think that's very cool. I think you're a very cool guy. I like you a lot as a friend. And that's about it.
Ron has to often clarify what our relationship is.
As a
For
friend.
my benefit.
As a friend. This is a friend, yeah.
Well, I'd like to just take charge here now and compliment both of you boys. Similarly, you are both very easy to be in touch with.
Oh,
you guys
thanks.
are constantly sending messages. The feed is always going.
Yes.
We've constantly got a river flowing that I can always just
feed.
dip my toes in whenever I want to. And if I don't want to, if I want to hide out for a couple of days, you guys don't you don't ask where I am or what I'm doing, which is very appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. John, you're very, very mysterious guy. You can disappear for days at a time, and
No questions asked.
No questions asked. We don't want to know what you're up to. We don't
because we're friends.
Press. And that's why we love you. And Ron, always very easy to get in touch with.
A little too easy.
Yeah.
Calling you often.
Good to talk on the phone. We both have dogs, so we go out and walk the dog, and we talk on the phone.
Yep.
So that's a good thing.
Okay, well, that was spectacular and exciting. That was one of the most
That was the most high energy compliment section we've done.
I think it was. But hey, guys, I want to get straight into the show because listen, we have a jam-packed show today. We have look, I'm going down the roster of things that we have to do today. We've got ads. Throwing those ads out the window. We're not doing any ads today.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we've got interviews. We've got phone calls coming in. So
Ron, aren't you worried that the man is going to be mad at us for throwing out those ad reads?
Listen, the man's always going to be mad at us, John. We are Blue Men Group, and we have many online enemies. All right, let's go into one of my favorite segments that we do. This week in history.
1997. Scientists in Scotland say they have cloned the first mammal from an adult cell, a lamb they call Dolly. 6 years later, Dolly is put to death after premature aging and disease mar her short existence.
Oh, no. Right as it started, I was like, oh, I wonder what Dolly's up to now. And then immediately after I had that thought, it's like Dolly died from a skateboarding accident or whatever.
Dolly was like,
Dolly-
please kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolly died a short time later after flying too close to the sun and being perverted by science's perverted reach.
Yeah, Dolly put up its seventh arm and said, please kill me right now. I'm not to be living.
But yeah, I remember Dolly. I remember riding in a car when I was young, listening on the radio, and they were talking about Dolly.
Yeah,
and it seemed like a big thing at the time.
it did.
Yeah.
Because it was the big ethics. It was like cloning just became between 1997. So that's when this was, and like 2000. If you'll remember, there was in Quebec actually, and on December 31st, 1999, a cult in Quebec said that they cloned a human. I can't think of the name of the cult right now, but the media bought that, and it was in the news for like weeks. They're like, are they going to show this human that they cloned? Because 3 years beforehand, Dolly got cloned. So then everyone believed that like it was legit and you could clone anything.
They were so ready to make that leap.
Yeah, and I remember cloning was like always on the news in this
Yeah.
time period.
I feel like
Yeah.
I had a middle school like science textbook that had cloning as like one of those like bold sub chapters. And it was really just like, they cloned Dolly. Will they clone again?
I know. Not then 7 years later. So this was all within that sweet spot of Dolly's life. That beautiful 7 years that Dolly lived, that we
In
believed in
defiance
cloning.
of God.
It was
Yeah.
like Dolly, Y2K, 9/11, and then Dolly was put to death. And it was a weird time. Yeah, I remember having to sort of integrate the concept of clones
Yes.
when I was at that age.
Yeah.
And the idea of, like if I'm cloned, like what does that mean? Am I replicated as I am now, or
Right.
I'm
Right.
born, like the clone is born as a baby and then grows to be just like me?
It was
Right.
always talked about at school. Like, would you clone yourself?
Is
Like
the clone me? Am I the same as the clone? Would I
Attack of the
experience
Clones? When
Yeah.
was that?
clone? Yes.
I don't
was
know.
that?
2000 something.
Who knows? Anyway, Dolly. I was into Dolly as a lamb sheep. What is that? That's a sheep. And it sucks. We're looking at a photo of Dolly. Absolutely beautiful creature.
Beautiful animal.
In defiance of God, by the way, as John mentioned. Purely scientist playing God here. I wonder, like the lead scientist on this project. That would be interesting. That's somebody we should be talking to. Is the lead scientist on the Dolly project? What are they up to?
It's probably some like Vincent Price looking guy who
Yeah.
has like some sort of satanic
I know.
altar with candles, and he wears like a swishy cape when he's like
Yeah.
doing science.
Yeah, the things we don't know about Dolly. I would love to read a book about Dolly or have it read to me.
Do they have? Do you think Dolly's cells like stored like in an archival way? Mm-hmm. Do you
They
think
have.
now that they can do like meat grown from cells, that they could grow Dolly meat and we could eat Dolly?
Ooh.
Did
yeah, what if-
Did Dolly have offspring? Is there a genetic lineage that is traced back to Dolly?
Golly, Dolly Parton, no.
Dollywood.
Dolly the Sheep wiki. So I'm just looking this up. Listen, this is you know how the show goes. I look things up as we go. First mammal clone from an adult somatic cell, obviously using the process of nuclear transfer. Yeah, no shit. Dolly is the name is derived from a mammary gland cell, and we couldn't think of a more impressive pair of glands than Dolly Parton's.
Oh my
wow.
God.
Wow, so it's a
so-
breast joke.
It's a joke about Dolly Parton's breasts.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah.
Those scientists, I tell you.
Horny as hell. Okay, so the type of sheep had a life expectancy of 11 to 12 years. Obviously, Dolly lived 6.5 years. A postmortem examination showed that she had a form of lung cancer. Hopefully, she wasn't smoking cigarettes. I don't know if animals like this can smoke cigarettes or do smoke cigarettes, but that would be terrible if they did.
It says that they put Dolly down on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
2009.
God.
So cruel.
Ew.
All right, this is depressing me.
Yeah,
Let's
sorry.
move on.
Sorry, Devin. But this is Dolly. We love you. Good luck. Or you're dead. Whatever. Okay.
Very interesting week in history.
Yeah, and very interesting week in history. All right, let's go to see what is in the news. All right, so we're still in Scotland, everybody.
We're still in
This is-
Edinburgh. I think it's both stories.
Yeah, Edinburgh. Okay, so we're here. Dolly, we've just put Dolly down. Whatever many years ago, 2003, whatever. Okay, this is fucked up. Edinburgh woman bit off man's tongue in street brawl. Excuse me. Before Seagull swooped down and ate it.
So this is another. This is continuing in a theme that's going to course through this episode, which is animals and animalistic types of behaviors.
Yeah. So again, this is picture yourself downtown Edinburgh. Okay. And unfortunately, right in front of you is a street attack. Okay. And this victim of the street attack had a large chunk of his tongue bitten off by a female thug. Okay, that is not my terminology. That is the newspaper of note.
They keep using that term.
Yeah, the Edinburgh Evening News apparently comes out at night. So James Mackenzie, a good Scottish boy, it sounds like, spat out a piece of his tongue onto the street after Bethany Ryan, 27, had ripped it off with her teeth during an incident. Some fucking incident, if you ask me.
Ron is turning like a werewolf into his Scottish.
I know. I'm trying not to.
Coming out.
No, give us the rest of it in your Scottish.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't think it's like real Scottish and people who. Okay.
Just do the fake Scottish.
Then flew down and grabbed the muscle, making off before the injured man could retrieve it. Prosecutor Susan Dixon said the pair clashed as now it's turning Irish. Past each other.
Just let it flow.
On Leith Walk around 8 p.m. on August. Wait, this is August 1st, 2019. Why am I just seeing this?
I think because the trial just wrapped up.
Got it. That's right.
Justice moves slowly but surely.
Yes. And Miss Dixon said the pair were strangers, but an argument developed between them. Still, we have no idea what this was about. The court heard Ryan had tried to walk away from the confrontation. The fiscal said Mackenzie, I must be like the judge or something, said Mackenzie continued to be aggressive towards Ryan as he approached, and again with a clenched fist. Miss Dixon said, Miss Ryan, somewhat oddly responded to that by pushing him on the body and kissing him.
A very strange thing to do when you're in the middle, when you're in a fight with a stranger in public.
When you realize that the person you're fighting is beautiful.
Yeah. That's what he thought. Because, okay, keep reading, but I have like an interesting question about this.
Yeah, so she kissed him on the lips, and during the course of that, she bit through his tongue, which caused a piece of his tongue to be removed. Mr. Mackenzie walked off and spat the part of his tongue out, at which point the piece of muscle was picked up by a large seagull that made off with a piece of tongue.
Possibly to clone him.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he's taking it to that horny Dolly Parton doctor who's he's like, yeah, give me that tongue. I would love that.
You want to make a human Dolly? Yes.
It's going to lick me.
Yeah, this is one of his like satanic seagull assistants that he sends out into the city.
Yeah.
Satanic seagull assistant. I love that. That's sweet. All right. Mr. Mackenzie walked off. I already read that. The fiscal told the court the chunk of tongue bitten off was approximately 2 centimeters by 3 centimeters in size. That's
pretty big.
That's a massive piece of your tongue to be missing.
Yeah.
Like that could affect your speech, I think. Ryan was later arrested by the police, and Mackenzie attended hospital for treatment, where the laceration to his tongue was said to be oozing blood.
That's a surprise.
What a detail.
Bitten off tongue is bleeding. Was said to be oozing blood.
Yeah.
Useless contribution. Yeah.
I could imagine how much blood would be. Okay, so the fiscal added he did not require surgery given the piece of tongue was no longer available and could not be reattached.
He did not require surgery because we don't have the tongue.
Oh, man.
So Ryan pleaded guilty to assaulting James Mackenzie by pushing him on the body, kissing him, and biting off a part of his tongue.
What does pushing him on the body mean?
Just like a chest push thing.
It's a Scottish
It's
legal term.
Yeah, it's Scottish legal jargon. He's the severe injury and permanent disfigurement at Leith Walk, Edinburgh, on August 1st, 2019. So I'm not trying to say like you need to keep your eyes out when you're hanging out in Scotland, or Edinburgh, but please just keep your tongue in your mouth.
Watch out for female thugs.
Yeah, the crazy part to me is, so they're fighting, and then she responds to him approaching with a clenched fist, and then she kisses him on the lips. But then how he must have kissed back.
Yeah, he forgot that he was mad at her, and he thought, "Oh, well, this is nice."
He must have kissed back and then done.
Well, not
a
only
bit
did he
of
kiss
tongue.
back, he stuck his tongue. Yeah, into
They were
her
making
mouth.
out. They were making out.
You can't fish a tongue out with your teeth of someone else's mouth.
No.
So this almost seems like there's kind of a hidden story here of maybe the Ryan guy is like tried to slip some tongue in, and then she's like, no, you can't do that. Like, you disgusting freak. And then she bit his tongue, and then now she's the criminal. Let's have a conversation about him shoving his tongue down her throat.
Well, see, I read this as her tricking him to bite his tongue off. It seems
tricking
to me
him.
like a feint almost.
Yeah, but then like, why would he go along with it? It's like she suddenly wants to kiss him, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Well, it says he's 27.
He's lonely.
He's lonely.
He's single.
Yeah.
He's in a fight with this woman, and then maybe it's like, oh, maybe it's a flirtatious type of fight, and then she suddenly decides, oh, he's quite attractive, and then they start making out with tongue, and then she bites his tongue off.
Yeah.
Very, very tough situation.
And then presumably the seagull thought that it was a piece of meat that he could eat, which I guess it was.
Yes, it was.
It was.
Maybe
Muscle.
like a hot dog, or maybe do they have cow's tongue tacos in Scotland?
Sure. Taste you back. So the thing with like that probably would have been a huge score for that seagull, by the way. Like bringing that back to the nest or back to like wherever it's the McDonald's parking lot it lives at, like
The cove where all the seagulls congregate.
Yeah, that would be huge. They'd be like, where the fuck did you get that? And he's like, listen, you're not going to believe it. Big fight went down on Leith Walk.
Yeah.
You guys should check it out. There's tongue. There's potential lawsuit happening on. The fiscal's not there. Anyway.
Also, presumably, these seagulls are so used to body parts falling off of Scottish people when they get into street fights that they hang around waiting for them to shed something that they can scoop up.
Yeah,
they're trained.
It might not have been the first piece of human flesh the seagulls tasted.
Which is concerning because that means that the seagulls in the Scotland they have a taste for human blood.
Yes.
And they like it.
Yes.
And once an animal gets a taste for human blood, it's all over, folks.
Once a bird gets a taste of anything, I think that they're like in it. They're into it for like a long time. You know what I mean? Like, who knows what these birds are. I think birds since Dolly's passing, let's say this, okay? The bird world took note of that. And they started doing things a bit differently. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Scotland, thanks so much. Love you. I love you, Scotland. It's been great to talk with you. Talk with all yous. It's disgusting. All right, let's move on. Actually, hey, look at this. The voicemail.
Oh, there's a beeping
We've
light
got a
on
voicemail.
the voicemail machine.
It's just started flashing red.
Wow, hold on. Can we dust it off real quick?
Should I press
Cobwebs and
play?
stuff on it?
Yeah, yeah.
Play it.
Press play on
Let's
the
see what we
voicemail.
got.
All right, one sec.
Hi, I'm a big follower of Blue Men Group. Got a little story you might want to look up. It's about a man who caught a lynx in his chicken house and picked it up by the scruff of the neck. Just thought you might find that interesting. Okay, keep up the good show. Fantastic. Bye.
Wow.
Nice. So
Our first piece of we finally can justify the business costs of having that phone line in the studio.
Devin,
I just want to break kayfabe here for a second and admit that this is a recording of my father, who is a fan of the show. He sends me articles sometimes that he thinks would be appropriate to cover on Blue Men Group, and I suggested that he send us a little voicemail to intro one of the stories that he sent over.
Thank you,
Mr. Welsh. Sorry,
And
I
so
said his
that's
name.
first
More
voicemail of hopefully many to come. If you're a listener of the show and you think there's a story we should cover, send us a little audio clip of yourself introing the story to us on Twitter or somewhere else, and we'll throw it in the show. So please.
Yeah, definitely send us audio if possible. Just hit me up in the DMs because we can't play audio from Instagram, but just hit me up and we'll figure out how to get your voice onto the show.
Yeah. And take note of Mr. Welsh's professional considerations. It's a very short message. It's very to the point.
Yeah.
The guy knows how to speak.
Follow his lead.
He's eloquent. He knows how to communicate. But hey, this article is absolutely perfect for the show. So the headline here is BC, which stands for British Columbia. This is a Canadian article from the CBC. BC farmer grabs lynx by scruff of neck, scolds it for killing chickens.
Yeah, this is an article that it takes a number of weird twists and turns.
Yeah.
It's like you get a lot more than you asked for.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the headline itself is kind of, you see the headline and you're like, BC farmer grabs lynx by scruff of neck, scolds it for killing chickens. How is that a news story? Like what? It seems like it's a news story about a specific action. It's like he grabbed the lynx. But a farmer in northern BC who caught a lynx in his chicken coop on Sunday didn't react the way one might expect. He didn't grab a gun or yell at the wild animal. Instead, Chris Paulson grabbed the lynx by the scruff of its neck, lifted it off the ground, and scooped it from the coop. Then he gave it a gentle scolding. He just looked a bit like a kid with its hand in the chocolate chip bag, Paulson told CBC News from his home near Decker Lake, west of Prince George. So I kind of gave him a little lecture and then told him he shouldn't come back.
Oh my God, this is extremely Canadian content. It's like, I love it that the first paragraph's like, he didn't choose to use a gun. No, that's not how we solve things here. We like to we like to have a gentle conversation and a little lecture.
The lynx had feathers in his mouth. He didn't want to leave without a chicken, Paulson said. I tried to scoot him out of there, but he was so focused on his prey, so I just reached down and picked him up like a house cat does with its kitten. That's how their mothers subdue them when they're getting too rambunctious, he said, and they just go limp and submissive.
That is true. Now, there is a photo of the Chris Paulson, the farmer, and the lynx. And I must say, like, the face of a lynx looks so much like a cat. Like, obviously
so
it is
cute.
a cat. But I cannot believe how much they look like cats.
Yeah. And in their behavior, they're a lot like cats. It's like just a cat that has a little more power to it.
Is it large? Is it a bit larger than a cat?
Yeah.
It's bigger, yeah.
It's,
okay.
Yeah. That's really the only difference between cats is their size.
Yeah, it confirms that theory that if your house cat was the size of a tiger, it would eat you in a second.
Oh my God.
But if it was the size of a lynx, it would possibly eat your chickens, and you could maybe scoop it up and gently
give it a
reprimand
lecture.
it.
Yeah.
And so the article continues, the lynx was so skinny that Paulson and his family decided to leave the two dead chickens with the animal in the bush. So he gave away the chickens that were already dead to the lynx.
That's
pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Paulson estimates
they're
the cat. He estimates the cat, which had killed two of his chickens, weighed about 11 kilograms. But interestingly, Paulson acknowledges that the family has lived on the farm on unceded Wet'suwet'en territory for almost a century.
Mm-hmm.
An interesting kind of woke perspective from this guy that I wouldn't have expected.
Mr. Paulson.
Yeah.
So the interesting twist here is Paulson's wife, Rachel Van Zanten, is an acclaimed musician who has recorded a children's album about life on the farm, which includes a tribute to Jerry the rooster. So,
which is
Paulson's-
not explained or contextualized in any way. We don't know who Jerry the Rooster is in the article. They just say it's a tribute to Jerry the Rooster.
But we know that these chickens they're a very important part of the Paulson Van Zanten family.
Yes.
And according to Van Zanten, 1 month ago, a great gray owl killed 2 chickens, Blackie and Den Electro. As Van Zanten tried to come to the chicken's aid, the owl flew at her head, she said. The owl hit me right in the headlamp and left my head tingling, said
Oh
Van
my
Zanten.
God.
So
It's such a weird way to put it.
yeah, so these chickens are under attack, and the family's getting hit in the head by owls, and
Yeah.
it's a crazy
seems
time
that-
out there.
It seems that there is maybe some sort of atavistic or animalistic curse put on them, and the animals are responding to their sort of trespassing into territory that doesn't belong to them.
Yeah, the unceded Wet'suwet'en territory. It's like the article itself it's like a horror movie plot. You know, or at least the setting for a horror movie, where it's like they acknowledge that yes, we're living on unceded territory, but ho hum, let's carry on. Oh shoot, this owl is attacking the chickens. It's hitting me in the head.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, and then
then it
a
all falls
lynx
apart.
comes, and then the lynx kills the 2 chickens, and then they try to sacrifice the 2 dead chickens to appease whatever malevolent natural forces are attacking them. But another take here is that Jeff Palm, a conservation officer in nearby Burns Lake, said officials don't condone what happened.
No.
We don't recommend handling a lynx with bare hands. You certainly might lose an arm, Palm told CBC News. Lynx are wild cats, and they can be ferocious. The conservation officer said, while some people may think what happened was preferable to shooting and killing the lynx, it is technically illegal to capture live wildlife and move them to a new location and can result in a fine, Palm said.
Oh my God.
Paulson is now serving 25 years to life in a local penitentiary for his handling of the lynx.
I like that the law is presumably on the books to protect the wildlife, but if he was to shoot the lynx and kill it, he would be within his rights.
Yeah, very strange legal loopholes, legal bizarreness here.
I'd
Yeah,
like to see this
which-
conservation officer do anything about it. It seems that he's maybe just talking out of his mouth. Maybe he's just, he's challenging the farmer.
Yeah, he's got
and
his
probably
he's
not
got-
going to do anything about it.
He's got his feet up. When he was giving this quote, I saw it actually. He had his feet on the desk, both of them on.
Yeah.
Actually didn't even have shoes on. That's how
No
he's like,
socks
whatever.
either.
Whatever. It's like, this is COVID, like lynx, whatever.
Meanwhile, the
First-
farmer is like manhandling wild animals. He's like not afraid of anything.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy's all about, he doesn't set foot outside of his office, and he likes to kind of, from his ivory tower, make grand pronouncements on how one should deal with a lynx that's killing your chickens.
Yeah.
But we think
Conservation for this guy is like conserving energy. So he just sits most of the time.
Yeah.
He doesn't really do much for conservation of animals or anything like that. But I think this is a beautiful addition to our animal episode. This is the animal episode, and it's just awesome that we could have a suggestion from Devin Welsh, the father of Devin Welsh, to come in and give us this little taste of Canadian life. I love it.
Yeah. Really great contribution to the show. Ken, you are our listener of the week.
Listener
which is
of the
a new
week,
segment
Ken.
that we have. And you're the first one. And everyone else who's listening, follow his lead. See what you can
Yeah,
do.
step
You
up.
got big shoes to fill.
Step up.
If you want to be the next listener of the week, you need to send in an audio message or send in a news story or something. Interact with us. Come on.
God.
Yeah, I
begging
still have
for
to. I still have to go to the PO box. I can do that sometime soon and see if there's any mail. Last time there wasn't any mail from anyone. So please, if you're interested in writing or responding, you can call us with those voicemails, or you can. Call whatever. Just DM me and we'll figure out how to get you on the air. But also we will take mail, and I've said this before. You can send it to P.O. Box 21249, Detroit, Michigan 48221.
But we know that there's listeners out there. I know of listeners who conspicuously have yet to send in any mail or send in any audio messages or anything else. So please do.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, and it freaks me out that people aren't sending stuff in. Let's check out our next story here. This one hits close to home for John and I. We both live in the Metro Detroit area. Venomous spiders prompt temporary Michigan library shutdown. John, you want to take us through this one?
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting story off of the AP Wire. It seems that at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, Michigan, some Mediterranean recluse spiders were spotted in an underground undergraduate library, so in the basement of the library on the school's campus. Staff at the University of Michigan Library temporarily closed the building after 3 venomous spiders turned up in a basement storage area. The Mediterranean recluse spiders were found in late January, so they must have been cold, in the Shapiro Undergraduate Library on the school's Ann Arbor campus. Now, anyone who's been to university can tell you that the undergraduate library is a bit of a zoo. That's not where you want to go if you're seriously studying.
Oh, that was cool. I like that, John. That was good.
The library reopened Tuesday after being closed Sunday and treated Monday for spiders. It says that, let's see if we can find, because they compare them to the more common in Michigan brown recluse spider, but the Mediterranean recluses are more reclusive, apparently. That's
they're even more reclusive. Wow.
Yeah. Well, this is okay. So I just looked up the Mediterranean recluse spider, and there is
it's a nasty thing.
Yeah, if you get a bite from one, okay, you'll get loxocelism, LOXOSCELISM.
Yeah, everyone listener, we tell you often to bring out an atlas or an encyclopedia. Today, we want you to bring out your medical reference dictionary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your Gray's Anatomy, because like
your L's.
This is disgusting. This spider bite looking thing is fucking disgusting.
You don't want that.
You really don't. It's tissue death. You get bit by one of these spiders or the brown recluse, and the part of your arm that gets bitten, or leg or face or whatever, turns black and dies. Yeah,
but John, I would say, despite this co-occurrence with humans for millennia, you know, the Mediterranean recluse spider, there's only been a single report of a human fatality linked to the bite from the species. And it was a case report from 2016. Or no, sorry, it's totally. I was trying to make a sentence.
Incredible spontaneous knowledge recall that you have.
I know, but then I messed it up.
My take on this is that, you know, the first thing to remember is that it was in late January in Michigan. Yeah. So it's freezing cold, and these spiders are hanging out in the basement. They're just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
Where else are they going to go?
Or study. Exactly. They could be studying.
Yeah, you don't know if one of these spiders is getting a PhD at the University of Michigan.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
But even if they're not, it's a very cold time in Michigan, and the Professor Anne Danielson Francois identified one of the adult male spiders because it was caught in a glue trap at the library.
So presumably they have these glue traps for exotic spiders all the time set up. And this professor goes through and checks them.
Yeah. So they find this exotic spider in the glue trap. The spider that's just trying to stay alive in the basement gets caught in a glue trap, presumably killed. It all just doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, I agree.
No, but it is lucky, if anything, that you have a professor who can identify a spider, because I've gone to Anne Danielson Francois PhD's website at actually U of M Dearborn. She's an associate professor of biological sciences and a chair in the biological sciences discipline. Her photo has herself holding a huge ass spider.
It also says her research areas are animal behavior. So maybe we should have her on as next week's guest to sort of go over all of our animal and manimal behavior stories.
Yes,
true.
That's a very good idea. To quote her, she talked to the Detroit Free Press. you're really unlikely to be in any kind of danger unless you have to be in close contact. But if you're the plumber crawling through a crawl space that has a lot of these spiders, then you could be bit, and that would be concerning. But just walking around the library stacks, it's a very, very low risk.
Yeah, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about the Mediterranean recluse spiders
She
walking
cooed
around
to soothe the anxious students.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Mediterranean recluse hitchhikes with people throughout the world and has been found in 22 states, Danielson Francois told WJBK-TV. They like caves and can be found in basements and boiler rooms. So these spiders really get around. They hitchhike across the world.
Wow.
They're kind of, they're sort of global citizens, truth seekers.
Kerouac.
Yeah, Kerouacian.
seekers.
Looking
Right,
for
they're
the
in the
next
library.
the next thrill. And sometimes, when you live that life of risk and constant travel, sometimes you end up in a glue trap, and that's just
Yep.
that's how fate works.
That's
Yep.
true.
From the dawn of democracy in Greece, a young
Yeah.
Mediterranean spider hitchhikes its way to Ann Arbor to get a PhD in the humanities and arts and letters.
Well,
and,
again, it was found in the undergraduate library, so it's not quite working on its PhD yet. It hasn't begun its thesis work.
It's still undeclared in terms of majors.
yeah,
It's not sure if it's going to continue on and go through graduate school. It's feeling it out. It's talking to some of its friends.
It
Yeah,
might
you
just hit
change
the
your
road.
major. You can change your major something like 3 or 4 times in your undergrad career. You never know what this spider is going to choose and like who's its advisor. Like it whatever. It's all.
Yeah. Is it going to get a
Anything-
scholarship? Is it going to get
COVID.
a teaching position?
I know.
Yeah, it's a tough time. I mean, with higher education, with COVID and having to do all these Zoom classes and, who knows how long the spider is going to stick around at the university. Maybe it'll move on to greener pastures.
That's true. All right. Well, if you go to University of Michigan or are in the Ann Arbor, Metro Detroit area, please watch out. But you're probably fine, actually. So don't really.
Unless you're a plumber, in which case, maybe wear extra long underwear or something.
wear 2 masks.
Undershirts.
Wear 2 masks if
Check
you're a
that
plumber.
crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cover your crack if you're a plumber. Otherwise, the spider could bite you.
All right, everybody, as we take this one in for a landing, we have a new segment. One of our, it could be one of our new favorite segments, the human animal of the week.
So what do we got here? Who's our human animal of the week, Ron?
Oh, man, this guy,
Nathan
Manimal.
Danzuka.
Yes, Nathan Danzuka. He drives a Ford Explorer. That's all you need to know. And he lives in Oregon.
Enough said.
Does anybody have any guesses? I'm looking around. Nope, nobody does. So Nathan Danzuka, a.k.a. a man in Oregon, might now hold the dubious distinction, the highest recorded blood alcohol content level, because cops say that he was a .77 during a DUI arrest. So this means, if you need some translation, the guy was
The guy was
drinking
shit-faced.
a ton.
Yeah.
Is that like 77%?
No. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, wait, his blood was
He's made of
77% alcohol. But
let's
no,
see-
it's like 77 milligrams per 100 milliliters or something like that. It's not the same.
So
But it's
in
pretty
Oregon,
high. It's more than like 12 drinks in a short amount of time.
the
Probably,
legal
probably much more.
the legal limit is .08.
Yeah, so he's almost at 10 times the legal limit.
Yeah, Devin, the highest ever. Okay.
Wow.
So
In Oregon, presumably.
yes. Cops say Danzuka's blood alcohol content was 0.77%, which is more than 9 times, almost 10, as Devin said, the legal limit. Goes without saying, his driver's license was suspended. He was taken to the hospital for medical and, I hope, scientific evaluation. He's placed into custody. Cops say criminal charges are pending for the 28-year-old motorist. I tried looking him up. All of his social media is gone. But It is the reported highest ever BAC level, surpassing the previous record of 0.72, set in 2007 by a woman, ... also from Oregon.
Oh my God.
So Oregon is the place where you drive so drunk that you need to be taken to the hospital, and you make records.
Yeah.
Well, I would just like to point out this article's sort of American centrism. I don't know what that would be, Amerocentrism. Because apparently, and I looked this up, the highest recorded blood alcohol levels, you got to go to Poland.
Oh, yes.
Because I looked this up on Wikipedia, and in 95, a man from some completely unpronounceable town in Poland, Wrocław, caused a car accident near his hometown. He had a blood alcohol content of 1.48.
Oh my God.
He was tested 5 times, with each test returning the same reading. He died a few days later.
Yeah.
Of injuries from the accident, not from the alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. Although I'm sure it didn't help. So that's double the limit, right?
Imagine that hangover. The
double-
4 days, a few days afterwards must have been the absolute worst days of his life.
Very bad hangover.
What do you do? Like, get me a Gatorade.
They probably had to give him. They probably had to give him hair of the dog, right? Because you can.
Yeah, that's
probably pretty.
Yeah, they probably
just pouring vodka on top of him. Like it's just like at that point it's fucked.
But yeah, Nathan Danzuka is definitely our human animal of the week, because this guy is just behaving like a complete animal, a manimal, if you will.
And it's a reminder that human beings are also of the animal kingdom, and we are of the animal kingdom. We are most prone to getting very intoxicated, but we are not the only.
By no
animal.
means are we the only one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's many animals.
Yeah, there's one in particular I'm thinking of.
Oh, really?
Ron, are you?
Yes.
Have you? Should we maybe talk about our very special guest this week?
I would love to, John.
Let's get right into it.
If you remember last week, we discussed a news article that was kind of interesting about a young man named Thomas Ramsey down in Mississippi, MSSI, who has a pet chicken named Peep, who got lost on a Civil War reenactment situation.
He has a chicken that he brings to Civil War reenactments, but he had dinner at a Cracker Barrel.
That's right.
And left Peep tied to his truck outside in the parking lot.
Yep.
Peep escaped. He looked for the chicken, couldn't find it, and then a farmer found the chicken in the Cracker Barrel parking lot, and it was safely returned. And so what we did is Ron contacted the gentleman, owner of the chicken, and we got an exclusive interview.
Very exclusive.
Yeah. Maybe we should we? Is there any more info we need to intro that? He was in study hall. He's currently in high school in Mississippi.
Yeah, when we contacted him, he was in study hall. He was using Melissa's iPhone to contact us. We don't know who that is, but he had an hour or so in study hall. He was in the gym, it looked like, when we connected with him.
He was around. He was surrounded by girls.
Yep, and he wasn't studying. I noticed that he wasn't doing no work.
Yeah, it looked like the other students were also just goofing off.
Yeah,
not taking advantage of the very generous study hour that the school gives them to work on their homework and other studies.
That's true, John. So let's get right to it. Let's chat with Thomas Ramsey about his chicken Peep. Yo, Thomas.
Hi.
What's up, dog?
How's it going, man?
Oh, it's decent, man. How about you?
I'm doing all right. So wait, are you at school right now?
Yeah, dog. I'm in study hall.
Dude, that's hilarious. Study hall?
Yeah, dog.
Oh my God.
Got them lined up out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they know that you're gonna be on like a podcast, right?
Yeah. I've been trying to get them to shut the fuck up, but
No, that's okay. That's all good. So, let's get right into it. There's been tons of news articles about your chicken.
yes, sir.
Peep the chicken or Peep the towel? What is it?
You ever seen that episode of South Park where they're, with Tally?
Oh yeah, I know Tally.
Yeah, so we said that he got high and wandered off. Peep got high and wandered off, and so it's Peep the towel.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. So like, I just wanted, you told me that you were in 310 different news websites or something, right?
Yeah, as of Friday, Cracker Barrel National PR called. And
Okay.
That's what they said.
Wow. So they've been tracking you and Peep. Are you like working with Cracker Barrel?
I just got that one call. They said they were going to send me something in the mail and follow up, but I hadn't heard anything else since then.
Nice. I wanted to ask a question. In the article that we read, it talks about, it mentions that you suggest that in the Civil War, soldiers would sometimes have animals with them. Mm-hmm. Do you know of any like historical cases of soldiers with chickens?
Yes. So for one, in the 1st Tennessee, I think it was Company A, maybe it was H. One of those, it's written about in Sam Watkins' memoirs and a lot of other people's memoirs from that unit that they had a gamecock that traveled with them. His name was Southern Confederacy, but they called him Fett. And he was killed in a fight at I want to say like Camp Cheatham in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I think that was it. But either way, the camp got raided by Federals that night, and they left him cooking over the fire. So I thought that was
wow.
Cool. But I mean, other
so they
than
didn't
that,
get to
you'll
eat.
see pictures of them every now and then.
Huh. Very cool. And it was for companionship primarily, or was it for food as well?
Not really for food, or not really for either. It's for the sport because cockfighting was like huge at that time.
Oh, I see. Okay. So then, right. And have you ever done cockfighting with Peep?
Not intentionally. Like I've had a new rooster and put it in with him, and he just kicked the shit out of it. But other than that,
that's great.
We got him drunk, and he kicked the shit out of my buddy Jonas's dog. Gave him like a whole bowl of rum.
How'd you get the chicken drunk?
Put rum in a bowl, and he'll drink it.
Wow, just pure rum, not watered down or anything.
Oh no, straight Bacardi White.
Wow.
Did you know that? Do a lot of chickens drink?
Not that I know of, but that one does.
Yeah. So you have like a real special. So was Peep drunk when you lost? When Peep went out for a run? Or like, I know the jokes that Peep was high, but like high on Bacardi or?
Nah, he was probably just hungover. I don't know how long it stays in the chicken system, but like, I mean, the night before we had him on all kinds of stuff, but
yeah.
But
like what?
We had him puffing cigars, couple other things that I'm not going to mention here for legal reasons.
Okay.
And
okay. Yeah. Fair enough. That's awesome.
Okay. Well, damn. Like, it would be fun to maybe hang out with Peep sometime, like partying or something. Like my birthday's coming up. It would be almost fun to have like have a few drinks with Peep. I know that we have to do it like over Zoom, but like maybe someday we can come down there. But
shit, I'm gonna be up y'all's way soon. I think I'm looking at the University of Iowa. So
yeah, cool. Hawkeyes. Yeah, you should move to Iowa for sure.
Yeah, do nothing, sit in the corner.
Are you gonna study history? Is that your thing?
No, I'm doing theater.
Theater.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Sir.
That's awesome.
You're a thespian.
Yes, sir. I've got 4 films releasing this year.
Wow. Do you recite stories? Do you like read to Peep at all, or like what? How do you engage with Peep? Like, what is Peep doing right now while you're at school? How, like, take me through your day when you go back home to go see Peep. Like, how is Peep going to spend the rest of his day?
Well, I only feed Peep about twice a week because when I go to reenactments, I don't usually have a lot of food, and I don't want him to be overly reliant on me. I want him to be able to find his own food. So I try not to give him too much because they don't really need a whole lot. But he's in a pen with his hen right now. I only have 1 hen for him. When I get home, I'll probably bring him inside If I'm feeling it, I'll give him a drink. If I go,
How often does he drink?
about every day.
He gets fed twice a week, but then he has a drink every day, or a few
Wouldn't you
drinks.
need to drink every day if you got fed twice a week?
Yeah,
That's how these
I-
sweatshop workers survive, bro.
yeah, that's true, man. That's
It's also unclear if Peep is aware or not that he's in a reenactment. So maybe he's drinking to sort of alleviate the stress of being in a battlefield multiple times in a month.
I don't know. I know he's doesn't trip when he's like in battle, like because the first one I took him to, we didn't know that he was going to be as chill as he was, and my color bearer was carrying him because we were the color company, and this guy goes down, and people's in a bag on his side. So he gets out of the bag, and I'm like, oh shit, because I'm like orderly, so I'm in the rear of the line, making sure everything's okay. And I look back, and Pete's just doing circles around him.
Was he drunk?
Shit. No, we'd not started him on it yet at that point. It was actually that night that we gave him his first drink. Later that night on the beach.
That sounds so beautiful.
Yeah, it was wild. But I went back to get some ammo off the guy that had gone down because we were running low, and I was taking that back up, and I looked back, and he's just followed me up to the column.
nice. So he knows. Peep knows. It sounds like you and Peep have a special bond.
Yeah, he's chill.
How does he smoke cigars?
You just put it in his mouth, and he'll puff it or inhale it. Whatever.
He inhales?
Without lips, he can puff.
Yeah, I was about to say, I guess he would have to inhale it, but I don't know. I know that he just blows smoke out.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. That's pretty incredible. All right. Well, are there, Dev or John, do you have any other questions for Thomas?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Thomas, how long have you been doing reenactments?
About 8 years now.
And how long have you had Peep?
About a year. I found him last summer
Where did you find him?
on the roadside, just 3 miles from the closest house.
Smoking a cigar.
Yeah, he was sitting there with a black and mild asking me for some change.
So you found Peep when he was wandering off.
Yeah,
So he has a penchant for wandering.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it seems like you and Peep have a great relationship. Are you going to be bringing Peep with you to college? Are you guys going to go drinking on, like, have Greek life or whatever?
Well, see,
Since
if
he's such a
if I can get
seasoned.
him in, I'd love to. Like, because I have anxiety. I'm thinking about getting him, like, see what the certifications for a service animal are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That if you need, I would love to follow that. That would be fun to keep an eye on. We'll be interested in that. And yeah, I wonder if Peep has to apply to Iowa, like the college,
Yeah.
or like SATs. You don't have to do those anymore, right? Those are out.
Do what?
SATs. Do you have to take those anymore?
I don't know if you have to, but I took mine.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Shit, like, I don't know, like 1,100 or something. I don't remember. It's been like 2 years ago. I know I was in like.
I did I got once I took it. I took it to like twice. I took it the first time I got like a 1080 or something. It was so bad. I just kind of like I wasn't really paying attention most of the time.
Yeah.
And I turned out cool, so.
A few of us take it. They'll like select us and pull us out. So I
Whoa.
was like one of the 10.
All right, man. Well, it's been fun talking with you. And do you want to let everybody know about your podcast?
Yeah. I have a podcast with my friend Hayden Youngs out of El Paso. It's called The Wellerman's Waiting Room. We're on Spotify and a couple other places. I do it off Anchor, so it just kind of automatically posts. I don't really know where all it is, but we just shoot the shit, talk about sea shanties, life, this and that.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, Thomas. Thanks for taking some time out of study break to talk to us. And and I think we got a few of our listeners to follow you and Peep on Instagram. Do you want to let us know what that Instagram is?
Yeah. Peep_the_towel. He just passed me up in followers like last week.
Hell yeah. All right, man.
Awesome.
Good luck. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir.
Thomas,
Take
do
it
your
easy, dude.
homework, man.
All right, thanks, bro.
All right. Bye. Thomas Ramsey, everybody. Wow. I'm excited to keep an eye on his career, right? Am I right, guys? He's an
Yes.
actor, as he said. So, yeah, that was interesting. Thanks, Thomas. Peep, I don't know, drink some water, man.
Yeah.
All right. So let's jump into our numbers, everybody. We have to look at these numbers. This is something we do every episode. We like to see if there's anyone listening to the podcast. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. We're looking.
Sometimes it's live and people are listening in as we record because there is a radio broadcast that a lot of people don't realize.
That's true. So we're we had a good week. We had a good week, you guys.
Give us the numbers, Ron. Let's hear it.
All right. Yesterday's downloads, 13.
Nice.
Last 7 days, 191.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Last 30 days, 560.
Wow.
Damn.
All-time downloads, 1,459.
And it looks like versus the previous 14 days, we're up by 41%.
Yes, we are. Okay, so I think the goal last week was to get 86 listens. We got 20 more than that. We had 106 first week listens on last week's episode, if that makes any sense to you.
People are finally listening to our message.
All right, people, you're
Finally
doing
connecting.
it. You're doing a good job. You're spreading the word. You're sharing it with your friends. You're sharing it with your family. But we need you to do more, okay? We're up. We're up. We beat last week's expectations. We're up 41% over the
That's
previous
huge.
14 days. But we need to keep going.
And on the other side of the coin, we are down now more than we have. in a long
Yes,
time.
John, I like
Our
that
trough
idea.
is much lower.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
we,
that's true.
this is the thing. We can't let that, like, now that we've reached 41% increase over 14 days, like, it's going to be embarrassing for us if it dips below that 41%. We should be aiming for 41 to 50%.
We're addicted to seeing that arrow go up and be green. I need to see it every week.
EOE, episode over episode. I want to see above 40% increase on each episode. Can we do it? I don't know. It's going to be tough, but I believe. No, I just said I don't know if we can do it, but
I believe in the listener to pound the pavement and proselytize on our behalf and get this episode into people's ears.
Yeah,
It looks like what's happening with our lower trough right now is that more and more people are listening right away. They're not downloading and listening later. They're downloading as soon as the episode comes
Right,
out.
which you know what that means.
I have to
Very
get it
good.
out.
It's very good, but it means that they aren't sharing and forcing other people to listen to it.
throughout the week. Yeah, throughout the week. So this is a little tip or trick that I've thought of. If you're hanging around your parents or whatever, I've said this kind of before. Like, show them what podcasts are. Okay, press play on their thing. If if you know that they're not even going to listen, just turn the volume all the way down, but make sure it's still playing. Listen. The analytics don't lie, okay? The numbers, it doesn't count who's listening. It just counts a listen. So just play it while you sleep. It doesn't matter. You play it a few times.
If you need to tell your parents or your grandparents that this podcast is a child or grandchild simulator.
Yeah.
And that if they play it in the room, it's like having a phone call from their progeny.
Yeah,
exactly.
Lull them into, some kind of state of contentedness.
Something like that. But yeah, listener, I think this is good. We're doing our job. Tell your friends, please. Don't forget to rate us on Apple Podcasts. That one helps a lot, actually. 5 stars and then a funny little review. Yeah, and that's about it. But please give us some calls or something, and
reach out and touch us.
Yeah, reach out and touch us. Send us mail, P.O. Box 21249, Detroit, Michigan 48221, United States of America. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.